Welcome to the Wellness Experience, where we'll give you thought-provoking insights all about your health and wellness, backed by data, research, and Jonathan, just good old life experiences. We are your hosts, Ebony Young and
Jonathan Imperial. So today we want to take you on a little journey to learn a little bit more about us. And hopefully we'll get to know more about you. And then we'll finish off this episode like we will with all of the episodes with a few minutes of mindful meditation.
So here we go. Let's go flying, Jonathan. So today's episode is all about getting to know us. And of course, we want to make sure that you're a part of our conversation. So please chime in, write down, do the things you need to do to feel great about yourself through this wellness journey. And a big shout out to our Borough President, Donovan Richards, who is all about creating platforms to support people along their wellness journeys. And that is so critical to the people of Queens. And we've got
in the house,
Joe, the producer
at
WGJS.
All right,
Turn
how you doing, everybody? Woo, I'm here.
Joe, you've been amazing. We thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you.
Yeah, so as Ebony said, we're not here to just give you our resumes. We're here to just have a nice little conversation about us. And you can read about our bios and background in the show notes.
So what we're going to do is just ask each other a few questions about life and wellness.
do
But we
it.
want you to participate too. So like I said, get your journals, get your notebooks, write down, and have some fun. Let's just have a good time.
All right, so let's get this started. So I think I want to start. So
Okay.
because this is about wellness, all right, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, no, Jonathan.
What do you think is your definition of wellness?
You know, Jonathan, for me, it really is about the whole person. Emotional, physical, spiritual, mental health. And when I am doing well on running on all four cylinders in that wheel, which is a mind, body, spirit wheel, I'm a better person. And it's so interesting how that is just an evolution. It evolves as I get older. It changes as my experiences change. So, I mean, it's
deep.
exciting. It's who I am. Yeah. How about you, Jonathan?
All right,
What's
so
up?
for me, because of a certain place that you know that we've worked at, you guys can read it in our bio.
Yeah.
For me, wellness is about my mind, body, and spirit.
Yes.
Right. So making sure that I'm connecting all of
Totally.
those, and I have some sort of routine that gets me in better health. And for me, that's what wellness is about. What about for you guys at home? Do you have a certain preconceived notion about wellness is?
That's interesting. Think about that, guys. Write it down. Write it down in question form and in answer form, because sometimes when we question ourselves, we just get to the root of a lot of different things, right? So I think we're going to move this along. Jonathan, tell me a little bit more about your favorite job and why it was your favorite job.
Yikes. Favorite job. All right. So currently, we're working at the Queensborough President's Office. Shout out. Queensborough President's Office.
Whoop, whoop.
And I really love what we're doing. And it gives us an opportunity to work with a lot of different people, a lot of different constituents. And at the end of the day, we're helping people.
Love that.
But let me go the opposite way. One of the
Love it.
least favorite, well, not least favorite, because I did enjoy it, but it was a challenging job.
Yeah.
Was working with her as her campaign manager. Right? We did amazingly well. It was District 26. You can look it up. But it was challenging because of all of the noise that you heard around you. So what helped me? Wellness. Yep, going back to wellness. It was sort of breaking away, finding time to meditate, and really making sure that I'm stepping away from all that noise and distraction. So that was a challenging job, although I did learn a lot.
Wow. Block out the noise, people. That was a message, Jonathan.
Yeah. What about you? What's been your favorite job in life?
You know, it's any job where I had to utilize my curiosity and creativity and leadership. And in any job when I am carving that out, so it's not necessarily the job, but what I bring to it, right? And so if I'm able to bring those things to that particular job, then my outcomes are so much cleaner and richer. And where I don't do good is when those things are interrupted. When I'm micromanaged or, you know, when my creativity is stifled.
Has that happened to you before?
Oh, absolutely. Let's not mention it right here. Absolutely it
You won't
has.
mention that.
Yeah. Right now we're liberated. We're flying free, right?
So a job where you get to do leadership.
Yeah, it's leadership, curiosity, creativity. Absolutely.
Let's do it. Power on with
Let's
leadership
power.
and curiosity. So
Yeah.
here's another question for you. So they say that most CEOs and successful entrepreneurs have some sort of morning routine. Do you have a morning routine? Are you even a morning person?
Yeah, no, I am not a morning person, to be totally
But what do you do when you
honest.
finally get out of bed?
Well, when I know that I have to get up every day like I need to, my morning routine is what sets me off. And so when I open my eyes, I pray, meditate, right? I read my Bible, I do a daily devotional that really helps kind of feed my soul. And for me, my soul kind of feeds my mind, body, and spirit. And then I'll do a 10-minute workout, right?
Wow, in the morning?
In the morning, just a little sweat. It's not a workout, but it's just to get my blood pumping.
That's amazing.
Right? Get my muscles moving and feeling good.
And you guys can't see it right now, but underneath this windbreaker, you got a little muscle under here. So maybe in another episode. But that's amazing. 10 minutes every day of some sort of workout.
Yeah, and then jump in the shower, Jonathan. How about you? What does that mean for you? What does that look like?
Typically, right, before I kind of got zoned in on what I should be doing in the mornings, I was this, right? So most of you are probably the same thing, but I done found the light. So now I have to make sure that before I open my eyes, I really think about what I am channeling for the day. I want to make sure that I am writing the next page in my book.
Come on,
because
Jonathan.
nobody else can do that. Yeah, hear me?
Come
nobody
on, preach.
Because I used to be that person was like,
hey.
oh, well, my parents did that, or my past, partner did that. No, I control my narrative. So before I open my eyes, going back to the question, before I open my eyes, I want to make sure I'm very intentional about how I want my day to look. So if there's any negativity that I'm still harboring from the previous day, goodbye, right? And then after that, as I'm traveling in to go to work, because going to work is about a 45-minute train ride. And for those of you not living in New York City, that is called our subway. So as I'm sitting there on this long ride, I make sure I do 3 things. One of those is I'm making sure I do some sort of gratitude.
Wow.
Be thankful. Thankfulness is not just for Thanksgiving, people. It is about every day being thankful for what you have. And if you can't find anything to be thankful for, I am alive. I am alive. I am alive, right?
Wow, Jonathan.
How many people are not alive and breathing? So really be thankful about that. And I basically just use my iPhone, and I know you're staring at yours right now. So take out your iPhone. You can simply put that on a notepad. So gratitude is one. And the second thing is journaling. It's a cheap therapist, right?
Yep.
You don't gotta pay no money.
That's right.
And you just write it down. It's basically just a couple of sentences for me to let go of whatever garbage or thoughts. It can even be positive stuff. And I make sure that I write that down. So that way I can then go back and go, all right, this worked.
Good.
This didn't work. Because if you're not doing that, who's doing that for you?
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I've got to take control of my life. And then the final thing before I finally get to work is to do a to-do list. So I got to know how I'm structuring my day. Because if I'm not structured, again, it's going to be that kind of crazy moment.
These are good things, Jonathan. And I think, just, having our audience here with us to take away from what you just said, gratitude.
Yes.
Intentionality.
Grateful.
And routine,
And
right?
I'm grateful to be here with you.
Oh, I'm grateful for you too, Jonathan. That's going to be another episode. We're going to talk a little bit about why that gratitude is there, right? And so we're going to encourage our people to think about that gratitude, intention, and routine. Think about that for your morning routine.
All right. You got another question for me?
So in case everyone in our listening audience did not know, we are here in New York City.
New York.
Queens, A.
Right?
So my question is, what's your favorite thing about New York
She
City?
had to ask that question. All right.
Yeah.
Favorite thing about New York City. So there's a lot. So for those of you who have not been in New York City, you probably wouldn't be able to answer this as quickly. But for me, my gosh, there are so many things. The number one thing is food. I love food. And you guys probably can't see it because I think there's
I'm so with you
I look
on that.
dark here with the dark sweater, but I'm filling it out, right? Because I love food. And that's the number one thing about New York City is that you just get so many options. Right now, we're recording this in Jamaica, Queens, and here, plethora of food options. But the other thing is diversity. You do not get this kind of diversity anywhere else in the world. And I will stand by that.
Yes.
Either it's the religions that you get to meet and learn about, either it's the educational backgrounds that people have, the politics, the mindsets people have, even if it's not in alignment with what you're thinking, at least it's something that you can go back, go, oh, there's that perspective in life, and that helps you grow.
Absolutely.
So I love that.
And I think that's what you just hit it. It's a growth strategy. It's part of your growth mindset.
Because if you're not growing, you're dead.
You're dead. You're going 6 feet under. And I think that's critical. And I would have to agree with you on the diversity part. You know, my daughters at 10, 12, 16, the parties that they would go to for the growth and development of people in different cultures. You have a quinceañera for Spanish people, right? There's things that Tibetans do, Nepalese people do, that Russian people do, that my kids experience that I would have never imagined to experience growing up in the Midwest.
Oh, wow.
Right? So I would have to agree with you.
I'm sure they have gotten an amazing experience living here.
Oh, my goodness. So I live in Queens, in Woodside, one of the most diverse areas in the world. And so, Jonathan, I'm with you on the diversity
New York
thing.
City. Come out and visit us.
Woot. Okay, let's move this along.
All right,
Let's
what
see
else do we have here?
Yeah.
So tell me, what is something you cannot live without?
So I've got to go with the intangible on that one. It's unconditional love, right? Not philos, which is friendship love, which I love. I still love that. Not eros, which is, a sexual love. We can go down the list on the loves.
That is our evening
right?
show.
That's our evening show, right? But unconditional love, like being in relationships or with people that love you in spite of you.
Holla.
And that doesn't mean you don't grow. That doesn't mean you don't get better. That doesn't mean you don't aspire to be more. But it means that you have a space where you can give a gift to someone and overlook their faults.
Love that.
And overlook, maybe the human things about them that in the long term, when you shut your eyes to get your final rest, don't even matter.
Wow.
They don't even matter.
So have you ever felt that you didn't have unconditional love?
Absolutely. I've been in plenty of places where I didn't have it, but you know what it's made me better at doing? When I didn't have it or I experienced not being able to experience, it encouraged me to be able to give it even more.
Wow.
So I think the gratitude around,
Gratitude's
hey,
the word.
Gratitude is the word. Hey, give somebody grace. How about you just overlook that for a second, Ebony, and just give them grace? Because they may be experiencing something that you have no idea about at home or somewhere else. And so I can't live without unconditional love.
I love that. So she went pretty deep. So for me, I'm going to sound pretty trivial here. But for me, what I can't live without is working out. And I know it sounds like, oh, you're just saying that because it's a wellness show. But truly, it's almost like a drug for me, which can be good and bad. So for me, I always have to move. There's some sort of pent-up energy inside of me.
Totally.
And I don't know if any of you out there are the same way,
Totally.
but I always have to do something, whether it's taking a much longer walk, a hike,
Yes.
just moving and fidgeting. But you'll always find me at the gym. I'm one of those weird ones that's there 7 days a week. Even if it's just for stretching and moving, it helps set my mind, body, and spirit in the right place.
In order.
If you're not working out, please make sure you do so. You're going to feel so much better. And it doesn't have to be this full-blown, I'm a bodybuilder kind of a workout. It can just be as simple as, and he's awesome. He was a governor.
He's amazing, yeah.
But it can be just as simple as doing a home workout, putting on a YouTube video, and stretching or something like that.
That's beautiful, Jonathan.
And we'll do some of those for you in an upcoming episode.
I think that's amazing, and I'm sorry I have to steal that from you, Jonathan, because when your endorphins are moving and you're feeling good, you're feeding your soul. So I think that I got to check off on that with you. Yeah. Okay, so Jonathan, let's go there for a second. If you were stranded on an island with friends and had to create a society, like Gilligan's Island, let's go there.
Okay.
And you had to create a society, what role do you think you'd play and why?
She's going deep. She went deep on
let's go deep.
The love question. All right. I think for me, I would be the programs person. I would help create the fun and excitement on the island. I would be the person
Jonathan.
really making sure that our first restaurant was up, and I'd make sure that it was like chic and beautiful. But I would make sure that our living conditions were optimal, right? So really making sure that I'm refining what we have. Obviously, working out is a passion of mine. So obviously some sort of movement. We'll do some sort of yoga. Just because you're stranded on some island doesn't mean you have to live all ghetto. Come on.
Yes, that's right.
All right, so what about you?
Well, and that, my friends, is why I am with Jonathan along this journey. I
Right.
love that, Jonathan.
Make it all chic
I think
and
I
beautiful.
love that. I think that's amazing. I would probably be the connector and the leader on this island, the guide.
Of course, the leader.
Right? Like, learning a lot about the folks that are around us and connecting them to the right things in order to grow on the island, right?
That's good. And you definitely need that sometimes. Yeah, and so I think that's a really great question. So next time you're at dinner with some friends or just kind of hanging out right in front of the McDonald's, hopefully you're not at McDonald's, you're asking each other this question because it's a really fun question to really think about. Again, if you're stranded on an island, what is your role? Because if you really think about the big picture, we are on an island. This Earth is
an island.
Is an island, and you want to think about what is your role? Do you just wake up as somebody who is just passive and lets everybody else take a role in your life?
No, you don't. You do what you just said. You be that person on that island and live it out.
Yes.
Ooh, amazing.
All right. So one final question. So let's talk specifically about wellness. What experiences have you had that correlates to you finding a balance to your well-being?
Yeah. And so I'm going to go kind of broad on this one, but struggle.
Okay.
Struggle has helped me and I can name various circumstances, but we don't have time for that today. But struggle has led me to the balance of well-being. Anytime I'm off balance, my well-being suffers. It totally suffers. So what struggle does is call back to my mind, you need to get back on balance. What are you not doing? Are you spending time with your kids like you should? Are you catering to your husband like you need to be doing? Hey, did you have some friend time? What's off balance? And typically struggle will give you the answer, or me the answer, to being off balance in some way.
Yeah. Well, I got to be honest. I mean, for me, I don't know if I've actually found that balance yet. Because as I mentioned earlier, I am the one that's at the gym 7 days a week, really trying to then figure out, and I think I might be overdoing it. But for me, at this moment, I feel well.
Yes.
I feel like I'm in the right place. I'm in the right mind space.
So good.
I'm in the right spiritual place.
Yes.
So I think I'm doing right for my body. It might not necessarily be the same for you. So again, everybody has to look at that journey a little bit differently.
That's right.
But for me, really making sure that I'm not making myself unwell, because a lot of times in my life I see examples of people who are in a wheelchair or who have lots of morbidities, and so I want to make sure that I am treating myself, my body, with the best intentions, and that I'm living my best life.
Let's not feed it, right? Let's not feed negativity, because you can do that easily and go down a slippery slope very quickly.
Hi, I'm Susan Sammy Lash. I'm the director here at Coppell Auto Group. Here at Coppell, we have the Coppell Cares Initiative. We care for our employees, we care for our customers, and of course, we care for the community. So you know what? Come in and be cared for. We're here.
So we hoped you enjoyed our quick intro to the Ebony and Jonathan episode.
Yeah.
We're going to finish today's episode off with a little meditation. So have you ever meditated before? We're going to try to do it in every episode. So here's what I need you to do. Close your eyes. Yep, even you, Joe. It's a producer. All right, so everybody close your eyes. I can see you. Don't open your eyes. All right, so close your eyes. All right, so you can either do this laying down or sitting in a chair like we are, but extend your spine, lengthen your spine. Make sure you push your shoulders down gently. Be kind to yourself. Soften your eyelids. Open your mouth slightly. All right, so just stay in that state. So why are we meditating? Meditation allows us to be in a state of awareness. Why do I want to be aware? You want to know what's troubling you or what's going right. You want to be aware of whatever outside forces are getting into the path of success and positivity. So we're going to do a little bit more work here in just making sure that you're in the proper position of your body. So again, shoulders down, body lengthened and tall. So you should feel a straight line running from your bottom of your spine all the way to the top of your head. The eyes should be soft and the mouth should be open. So we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Inhale. Hold it there. Exhale through the mouth. Okay, we're going to do one more together. So this time I want you to think of positive energy coming in, and all that negative stuff, let it go through your mouth. Ready? Here we go. Inhale, nose. Hold it. Mouth exhale. All right, Ebony, what else do we have?
So I want you to repeat after me. All is well right here, right now. I am enough. I am not afraid to give up the good and go for the great. My life is good. My life is good. Inhale and exhale. And I want to thank you so much for joining us today.
That felt so good. We're done?
Yes, we are done. We've come to the end. Remember, in order to follow your guiding star, own your experience to create your outcomes. See you on the next episode. Peace.